Hello everyone and welcome back to The Lost Planeswalker. You're here with me, Jesse, the Lost Planeswalker, and today we're gonna play some Pauper. I have my friend Mark over here on the left, and I got Justin over here on the right. We're gonna play some Pauper, so yeah, let's high roll.
5. Not my best showing.
7.
So Justin is on the play.
Well, I haven't decided if I'm on the play.
Are you on the play or the draw?
Well, let's see what this hand is.
Okay.
Garbage. We're gonna start out very similar here. I'm going down to 6.
I am also going down to 6.
Okay, good. I promise there are lanes in this deck.
Yep. All right. I mean, you could both do a gentleman's 7 if you want. This is just for fun. So
And we could do that.
yeah. So this game we're playing here, it's going to be a little prerequisite to the little Pauper tournament we're going to hold in our office here. Just going to be between us and our friends. So just kind of feeling out our deck, seeing if there's any changes we need to make.
Should we tell them we're playing in our office? They might dox us.
They don't know where. I can also just mute it all out.
Fine, I will keep this.
I'll keep as well.
Okay. And I will be on the play, and I will start us off with a forest and pass.
We'll draw for the turn. We'll play a Draw Forge Bridge, which enters tapped. And I will pass to you.
Draw for turn. I will play another forest and pass.
We'll tap and draw. Let's see here. I will play a mountain. I will tap that for 1 red mana. I will cast Voldaran Epicure. So when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Then I will create a blood token. Then I will pass the turn.
Draw, and I will pass.
Tap and
Having some
draw.
real land struggles here.
Hate to see it.
Especially because I'm going to start taking a lot of damage here.
Okay. I am going to tap for a red to activate my blood token. So I will discard and Homes of the Vein. So as that discards, I will tap my bridge for black to cast it for its madness cost. So you will lose 3 life, and then I will gain 3 life.
Going down to 16.
And then the blood token will resolve that, and then I will draw a card. And we'll play another bridge as my land for turn. And we'll move to combat, and I will attack for 1.
Going down to 15.
I will pass to you.
Okay. I'm going to play an Ash Barrens as my land for turn. I will tap 3 for a Jewel Thief, and as that enters the battlefield, I will create a treasure token. Then I will tap and sack said treasure token to cast Ephemerate, targeting my Jewel Thief. So it will exile target creature you control and then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. And it also has rebound, so it will exile as it resolves, and at the beginning of my upkeep, I can cast it again without paying its mana cost. So Ephemerate will sit here for its rebound cost, Jewel Thief will leave, come back in, and I will create the treasure token again, and then I will use said treasure token to cast Lightning Bolt and deal 3 damage to Broken Epicure.
The Epicure will die.
And I will pass the turn.
We'll untap my lands and draw for the turn. I will tap for a red to cast another Epicure, so it will deal 1 damage to you, and I will create a blood token. Then I will tap for 2 black. I will cast a Deadly Dispute, so additional cost to cast. I will sacrifice my blood token And I will draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. And then I will pass to you.
I will untap at the beginning of my upkeep. Ephemerate's Rebound will trigger. It will go to the graveyard. I will then bounce Jewel Thief. I will make a treasure token, and then I will draw for turn. I'm going to play a mountain. It's my land for turn. And then I will tap a red and 3 for an Ardent Elementalist. And when it enters the battlefield, I return target instant or sorcery from my graveyard to my hand. I will target Ephemerate to put it back in my hand. And then I'm going to do something fun. Sack the treasure token, cast Ephemerate, bounce the Jewel Thief, make the treasure, put Ephemerate in its rebound position. And then I will sack said treasure token and cast a lightning bolt on Vidalcan Epicure.
Epicure will die.
And then I will pass the turn.
Untap my lands. Draw for the turn. I will tap for a red mana. I will cast a fancy Faithless Looting. So I will draw 2 cards, and then I will discard 2 cards. I will discard a Kitchen Imp and an Alms of the Vein, both of which have a madness cost for a single black. So I will tap both of those lands to pay for those costs. So the Alms of the Vein, target opponent will lose 3 life, and then I will gain 3 life.
Going down to 11.
I will go to 6. And then the Kitchen Imp will come into play. It is a 2/2 with flying and haste. You do not have any flyers.
No, I do not.
And I will go to combat and attack for 2 in the air.
Going down to 9.
And my display, I will play another Drossforge Briz as my land for turn. Jumps tapped. I will pass to you.
Okay. I will untap. Beginning of my upkeep, Ephemerate's Rebound will trigger. I will bounce Jewel Thief, making a treasure token, and then I will draw for turn. I'll play a mountain as my land for turn. Then I'm going to tap a green and 4 for an Avenging Hunter, and when it enters the battlefield, I will take the initiative. So I will go search my library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into my hand, and then shuffle. I will be putting a Plains in my hand. Cut that for me.
Gladly.
Then I will swing 2.
I have no blockers. I will take 2 damage, going to 24.
And then I will pass the turn.
Will untap everything, and I will draw for the turn. Let's see here. I will tap for a black and a red. I'll cast a Thrill of Possibility, so additional cost to cast. I will discard a card. I'm going to discard a Hellmongrel, which has a madness cost for 2 and a black. So I will tap for 2 black, and then another black off the treasure token. Cast it, and it will come in as a 4/3, and then through the possibilities will resolve. I will draw 2 cards. Then I will move to combat, and I will swing the kitchen imp for 2 more in the air.
I will take 2, going down to 7.
That will be my turn. I pass to you.
I will untap. At my upkeep, I will choose to put 2.
He takes the initiative because he did combat damage.
Oh, that's true.
I forgot about that.
Okay. Yeah. So Mark was supposed to take the initiative there. I'm still in the first level.
Okay.
So you can search for basic land.
Basically, I have to put it into my hand, and then I will get. Do I have to reveal it?
Yes.
Yes, I will reveal this swamp.
Okay. I will draw for turn. Gonna be pretty loosey goosey with her. I'll play a plains as my land for turn, and then I will tap. Got that for you. It's an awfully short deck there. Then I'm gonna tap a green and 4 for another Avenging Hunter. I will retake the initiative. I will put 2 1/1 counters like I was going to on my Avenging Hunter. Then I will move to combat, and I'm gonna swing 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That is a lot of damage. I am going to take 12 damage. We'll drop to 12 life remaining.
And I pass the turn.
Tap. And draw for the turn. I will play a swamp as my land for turn. Then I'll activate my Held Mongo's ability, so I can discard a card, and it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. So I'm going to activate it to play Alms of the Vein, such as Madness cost for black. So I will pay that. So target opponent will lose 3 life, and then I will gain 3 life.
Going to 4.
And then my Mongol will get a +1/+1. I'm going to activate it again. I'm going to discard a Fiery Temper. It's a Madness cost of red, which I will pay to deal 3 damage to target creature or player. So I'll deal 3 damage to you.
Going to 1.
And then my Mongrel will go to 6, 5. And I will move to combat and attack.
4
2 damage in the air.
I will take 2 and go to 0.
Alrighty.
Well done.
First game. Cool. Mark's deck definitely has a lot of burn in it.
My deck.
Oh, my deck. But
I mean, my deck also has a lot of burn in it, but
yeah. So let's. You guys okay doing a 2 out of 3?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
I'm not going down after just 1 round. Just had a slow
yeah, he's
start.
just going to go down after 2 rounds.
Yeah, guess I should have played a little more of a broken theme for my deck. A little more burn, a little less honest magic.
Yeah. When I was building this deck, I took out Lightning Bolt and Galvantic Blast because the Alms in the Vein and Fiery Temper worked with Madness so much better that I think it just keeps your hand more full, more options. But less creature removal. The Lightning Bolts and Alms in the Vein can deal with some of Justin's big creatures on the board, and it no longer. So big war states can really just demolish this deck if you can't draw fast enough.
So Mark is playing a Rakdos Madness deck, and I don't think it's been said, I am playing a Naya Ephemerate deck. So the goal of my deck is to have a bunch of stuff with enter the battlefield triggers that I plan to bounce a million times, as shown with the first game, making all those treasure tokens. And I hope to continue to do that and maybe do a little better job of not trailing off at the end there. So I did lose, so I will be on the play. And I will play a Thornglint Bridge tapped and pass.
We'll draw. I will play a mountain, and then I will tap the mountain for a red, and play a Faithless Looting. So I will draw 2 cards, and then I will discard a mountain and a Forge Bridge.
I will untap, draw. I will play an Ash Barrens as my land for turn. And then I will pass the turn.
Untap and draw. I will play a swamp, and I will tap for a red and a black. I will cast a Vampire's Kiss. So you will lose 2 life, I will gain 2 life. Then I will create
Going to
2
18.
blood tokens. Going to 22. And we'll pass the turn.
Upkeep, draw. Alright, I'll play another Ash Barrens, my land for turn, and then I will tap 2 and a white for an Inspiring Overseer. And as it enters the battlefield, I will gain 1 life, going to 19, and draw a card. And I will pass the turn.
Tap and draw. I will play another swamp. It's my land for turn. Then I will tap for a red and black. I will cast a Deadly Dispute. So I will, it's Shankosk. I will sack the blood token. Then I will draw 2 cards. And I will create a treasure. Alright, and I will pass the turn.
I will untap, draw for turn. I will play a forest, and then tap 2, cast You Find a Cursed Idol, choosing the mode Steal Its Eyes, where I create a treasure token and venture into a dungeon. So I will create a treasure token, and then I will venture into the first level of Lost Mine of Phandelver, so I will scry 1. I will put that to the bottom. Then I have 3 mana available. So I will tap for a white and cast Ephemerate. So I will bounce the Inspiring Overseer. It will enter the battlefield. I will gain a life. I will draw a card, and at the beginning of my next upkeep, Ephemerate I can trigger Ephemerate again because it has Rebound. So I pass.
Tap and draw. Going to play a mountain. And then I will tap for a red and a black to cast Thrill of Possibilities. So an additional cost to cast. I will discard the Hellmongrel, which has a madness cost for 2 and a black. So tap for a red, a black, and another black on the treasure. So it will come into play, and then the possibilities will solve. I will draw 2 cards. And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. I will untap. And my upkeep, Ephemerate's Rebound will trigger, so I will bounce the Inspiring Overseer. Ephemerate will go to my graveyard as it resolves, so I will gain 1 life and draw a card. And then I will draw a card for turn. I will play a forest as my land for turn. Then I will tap a green and 2 for a Jewel Thief. So as it enters the battlefield, I will create another treasure token. And then I will okay. I will tap, or I will crack a treasure for 1 red to lightning bolt your hell mongrel.
Okay. In response, I will activate his ability. I will discard a swamp, and I'll give him +1/+1 till the end of turn.
Okay.
So he will survive with 1 toughness.
Then I will crack another treasure token and galvanic blast for 2 damage.
I will activate his ability 2 more times. I will discard a swamp and a Drossforge Bridge.
Okay. I will then Inspiring Overseer was bounced, so it has summoning sickness, so I will pass the turn.
We'll tap and draw. We'll play a swamp. Tap for 1 black mana. I will cast Blood Fountain. So when it enters the battlefield, I will create a blood token. Then I will tap for 1 red and 1 black. Cast Thrill of Possibilities. So I'll discard this swamp. Then I will draw 2 cards. Then I will pass the turn.
I will untap and draw for turn. I will tap for a green and 2 to cast Pulse of Marasa, targeting the Ephemerate in my graveyard, returning it to my hand and gaining 6 life. So I will go to 27. And then I will tap for a white to cast Ephemerate and bounce the Jewel Thief. So I will create a treasure token. And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. All right. On your end step, I'm going to activate my Hell Mongrel's ability. I'm going to discard an Alms of the Vein, so I will pay a black for its madness cost. So you will lose 3 life, and then I will gain 3 life.
Going to 24.
Go to 25. Right, then we'll move to my turn. I will untap and draw. Okay. I will tap for 2 black. I will cast a Deadly Dispute, so I will sacrifice this blood token, and then I will draw 2 cards and create a treasure. Then I will pay a red and activate my blood token. So I will discard a Reckless Worm, which has a madness cost for 2 and a red. So I'll tap for a red, a black, another red on the treasure. Cast it as I discard it. Blood token will be sacrificed, and then I will draw a card. Okay. I will play a swamp as my land for turn. And I will go to combat. I will attack with the Hell Mongrel for 4 damage.
Okay. Once combat has been declared, I'm not going to do anything. I will. I'll just take 4. Going to 20.
I will pass to you.
Okay. I will untap. At the beginning of my upkeep, Ephemerate will trigger, so it will hit my graveyard, and I will bounce the Inspiring Overseer. So I will gain 1 life, going to 21, draw a card.
Do you draw for your turn?
Then I will draw for a turn. So I'm going to play a mountain as my land for turn. Okay, I'm going to tap a red and 3. A red and 3 for an Ardent Elementalist. And I will target a Pulse of Marasa to return it to my hand. Then I will tap a green 1 and sack a treasure token to cast Pulse of Marasa, targeting. Oh, I did that wrong a long time ago. So this card says target land or creature. So I boogered.
That's okay.
So Pulse of Marasa, all of these plays are invalid.
We'll just play with it. You could undo that, untap that mana, and put it back in your hand. We'll say it's okay.
Okay. Well, actually, you know what? No, because I want the life. So mark that swamp in your graveyard. You can have it back to your hand.
Okay.
It is not. It is any graveyard. So I will gain the 6 life. But that's a much worse play than I thought it was. And then I will pass turn.
Okay. We'll tap.
Wow, that's much worse.
And draw.
Oh, this deck getting reworked.
Okay, I will start by tapping for a red to play Faithless Looting. So I will draw 2 cards, then I will discard 2. So I will discard the swamp that you kindly returned to me, and a Reckless Worm, which I will cast for its madness cost, paying 2 black and 1 red. Right, I will play a mountain as my land for a turn. Then I will tap that mountain for a red and another swamp for a black to cast Deadly Dispute. So I will sacrifice my Blood Fountain. I will create a treasure token and draw 2 cards. Alright, I will move to combat, and I will attack with the Hellmongrel and the Reckless Worm. The Reckless Worm does have trample.
Okay. I will block the Hellmongrel with my Ardent Elementalist, and I will take 4 damage, going to 23.
Okay. In second main, I will tap for a black to cast Blood Fountain, which when it enters the battlefield, I create a blood token. And then I will activate my Mongrel's ability. So I will discard a Fiery Temper. I will use my treasure to pay for the badness cost. Do 3 damage to your Inspiring Overseer. And I will pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Going to I'm going to tap white and 1, 2, 3, 4 for a Goliath Paladin, and when it enters the battlefield, I will take the initiative. I will just venture into the Lost Mine of Phandelver, creating a treasure token. And then I will pass the turn.
Untap and draw. Okay. I will tap for a red and a black. I'll cast Thrill of Possibilities. So I will move to discard the Reckless Worm. So I will pay for its madness cost with 2 black and 1 red to cast it. And then I will draw 2 cards. I will then pay 1 more red to cast Faithless Looting. So I will draw 2 cards. Then I will discard 2 cards. So I will discard a Theron Epicure and a Kitchen Imp. So the Kitchen Imp has a magic cost of black, so I will pay that. So it will come into the battlefield. Did I play land for turn? I don't remember.
You could play
I'm gonna
that.
say no. I don't think I don't.
Go ahead.
Okay, I will play a Dross Forge. Bridge enters tapped. It's my land for turn. Then I will move to combat. I will swing with 2 worms, a Hell Mongrel, and
It just entered.
it has haste
Great.
and flying. So that will be 12 on the ground and 2 in the air.
All right. Jewel Thief is blocking your Mongrel. Goliath Paladin will block a worm, and I will take 6.
Okay. The Mongrel
Going
and
to
the
17.
Jewel Thief will die. And then I will pass the turn.
Untap. I'm going to play a Rust Veil Bridge tapped. I'm going to tap, oops, let's do this the right way. I'm going to tap a green and 1, 2, 3, 4 for an Avenging Hunter. And when it enters the battlefield, I will take the initiative. And I will move to Fungi Cavern and put -4, -0 on the center worm.
Okay.
Then I will pass the turn.
Okay. We'll untap and draw for the turn. Okay. I will pay 1 to activate my blood token. I will discard a mountain and draw a card. Okay, I will tap for 2 red and 2 black and then tap to activate my blood fountain. So I will sacrifice it, and I will return up to 2 target creature cards in my graveyard back to my hand. So I will return the Hellmongrel and the Voldaren Epicure. And then I will tap for a red to play the Epicure. So it will deal 1 damage to you. Then I will create a blood token. I will then move to combat. I will attack for 2 in the air, and then both of these worms for 8 on the ground.
I will take the 2 in the air, but I will trade an Avenging Hunter with 1 Reckless Worm and block the other with Goliath Paladin, so I will only take 2 damage, going to 14.
Okay. Your turn.
Untap. Keep and draw. Okay, I'm going to tap a green and 2 for a Llanowar Visionary. And when it enters the battlefield, I will draw a card. I will then play a Thorn-Glint Bridge as my land for turn. And I will tap a green and 1, 2, 3. Sack the treasure token for 4 to cast an Avenging Hunter. I will move to Last Mine of Phandelver, completing it and drawing a card.
I think 1 -4 counter on your creature's gone.
Yes,
Oh.
it did expire. And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. Untap everything. I will draw for the turn. Okay. I will, for 1 black, to crack this blood token, I will discard the Hell Mongrel. So I will tap for 2 red and a black to cast it. Then I will draw a card. Go ahead and tap for another red to play another Epicure. So you'll take 1 damage, and I will create
13.
another blood token. Okay, I will move to combat. I will again swing with 2 in the air and 2 worms on the ground.
Okay. I will trade Avenging Hunter with 1 worm.
Okay.
And block the other with Goliath Paladin, taking 2 damage in the air, going to 11.
Okay. And then second main, I'm going to activate my Mongrel's ability. I'm going to discard a Fiery Temper, so I'm going to pay the mana cost of a red, and I will deal 3 damage to your Goliath Paladin, who only has 2 toughness remaining. Then I will pass the turn.
I will draw for turn. I'll play a Rust Veil Bridge tapped as my land for turn. And then I will tap a green and 2 for a Llanowar Visionary. When it enters the battlefield, I will draw a card. I am then going to be a weenie, and I am going to tap 1 red and Galvanic Blast your Hell Mongrel. And I do control 3 or more artifacts, so it will be 4 damage.
Okay. It will die then.
And then I will pass the turn.
Tap. And draw for the turn. Okay. I will tap a swamp to pay for the blood token. I'll discard a Kitchen Imp, so I will pay the madness cost. I'm going to play. Then I will draw a card. Then I will tap 3 red and a black. And I will cast another Kitchen Imp. Then I will move to combat. I will swing 3 imps for 6 in the air, and the worm for 4 trample on the ground.
I will take 10. Going to 1.
And I will pass the turn.
Untap. Draw for turn. Play a mountain as my land for turn. And swing at you for 4.
I will take 4.
And I'll pass the turn.
I will untap and draw. And then I will move to combat and attack with everything.
That is, in fact, fatal.
All right. Well, I think those games played a little bit more in favor of Rakdos. There was definitely a lot more card draw. I think that and being able to discard your cards and get all the value was super helpful. I know, Justin, you played several of those initiative cards, and you just entered that dungeon, so couldn't get that value off it.
Ideally, the idea with all the initiative cards is to enter the Undercity, but I wasn't able to take the initiative before I cast the You Find a Cursed Idol, so I had to venture into another dungeon, and they are significantly less powerful than the Undercity. So I lost out on a lot of value, and we're going to try not to do that next time.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe either of these decks are interested. I'll try and put both of them down in the description below. You can check them out. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you later, Planeswalkers.